Would you worry if you woke up one morning and there was bear crap, well, 30 feet from your shelter, and there were claw marks on your door? Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Everything has to be drug in.
Made it! So this is a project for down the line. Since we can't get a well in here, we're thinking a water tower. And these are what, $100 on Craigslist. And maybe one on stilts someday will be a water tower for us. Whoop.
One's going to be filled with cheese.
Right, that's for bathing. And the other for putting out fires.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say pudding.
Pudding.
The other for pudding.
If we figured if we waited another, what, 2-3 weeks, these have to come in through the mud, in which case we can't use the sled anymore, and we don't have a trailer that'll go through here yet, so.
You get mud in your pudding.
You wouldn't want that, would you? So since the snow's melting, it's pretty much gone. There are a couple patches here and there. We're having no luck getting our shower water from the old source. It's kind of dried up, so trying to find some other way to get it. And this is all, we get this drainage, but it's kind of marshland, and you can see the water's flowing, but it's over a really wide area. So my thought is I'll maybe just take a shovel and a pick and put a trench across this at an angle to kind of collect all the water that's coming down there, and then maybe dig some kind of pool right at the end of the trench. I don't know if that'll work, as always, I have no idea, but there's nothing else deeper than about 2 inches, and if you scoop out of that, even with the pan, it just gets all silty and nasty and doesn't really get you clean. So I'm going to see if this trenching idea works. This is flowing. It actually froze last night, so it's not flowing very well, but see if we can, thinking maybe from the tree here around across and then dig something out down here. So I'm thinking maybe a pool right here, put a log across this spot. I think that's gonna work all right. Just have to wait for the silt to get out of here. Might have to build the edges up a little more or something. And came back to check this out, and it is flowing great. Got a couple more rocks in there to divert it. And it's right down to sand in the bottom. All the mud came out of it, and I thought this was just going to be packed full of mud, and it's not. It just needs to be dug out quite a bit more. Got my mobile tool machine here. Got all my hand tools, and I don't listen to music since we've been out here yet, but this is my homemade Bluetooth guitar. Got a $20 guitar from Goodwill and a $50 Bluetooth setup, and chopped the Bluetooth box to pieces and the electronics and stuck it in there, so just to give it kind of a cool look hanging around instead of just a cheapo Bluetooth box. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to digging. A little Eddie Vedder, Into the Wild going. One of my favorite albums for playing outside, out in the wilderness. Although the irony's not lost on what happened to the Chris McCandless and Into the Wild. I get it, but the music's still good. It cracks me up. I don't know why it's so much fun to do this kind of stuff, but it is. I guess it would be easier to be home on a couch, though. But you don't get the exercise, and there's never a day you spend sitting on the couch that you'll remember when you're 80 years old. It's the kind of stuff you don't forget for one reason or another. I noticed there's more there's more water to be had back here. This side's marshy too, which that channel doesn't catch, so we start digging another one. I mean, we do expect this is going to dry up all in a few weeks anyway, and there probably won't be anything in here, but maybe it'll buy us another week of using it. It's trying. There it goes. Looks murky now, but once that sediment goes away, it's it's still gross, but it's relatively clean water. Just back in the woods looking for more rocks for that, and found this old stuff. Some kind of steel. Can't really imagine what it's from. Yeah, that's cool. Problem is I can't stop long enough to let this clear out to see what it looks like. Keep digging in it and messing with it. Okay, I promise I'm not going to touch it. Let it clear out. While I'm waiting for that to clear, this is really squishy, so I thought I'd put some sticks in here. Something to stand on so you don't sink up to your ankles. Yeah, keep you from going in too far. Back a couple hours later and it looks good. It looks really good. Well, I guess there's too much reflection to see in there. Although it's a nice reflection. Use this weird piece of steel for the top of my water collection too. Because why not? Water hole for our shower water is just about dried up. I was supposed to storm the last couple days and it didn't, so it's almost out of water. So we're trying to come up with some kind of easy, creative solution to store some of the water, and we've got a couple of those 275-gallon water totes that we're going to use eventually for getting water. Take one out on a trailer, then build some kind of water tower out of the other. And we're thinking about running a hose, cutting off a bunch of trees, and putting a platform that we can put one of the totes on. And for now, the water's coming into the hole and just barely trickling out, so we kind of suck it dry and then wait for it to fill up and have to do that. But I bet in the next day or two there's no water in it and no water coming into it. So I'm thinking the easiest thing to actually do right now, since it's temporary, is set one tote on top of the other. I thought of that. He wanted to make it really complicated and cutting up. No, I didn't think of that. So we're gonna maybe put like 4 stumps, set a tote on top of it, and then the other one on top of it that we're actually gonna use, and that'll gravity feed to our shower. So just like maybe this or something. That's a little bit high. This side's low. Same amount of pressure. 1, 2. How do they stack? Oh! That's awesome, dude. I guess that works. So we've been using this for several weeks now, and even a couple days ago it was a pretty solid flow. Now this is what's left. Just in the last 4 hours, it's gone to almost nothing. So this plan was hatched about 4 hours ago. Put these water tanks up, and now we're gonna have a problem. We can suck the water out of this thing and then let it fill back up and pull it out and let it fill back up, but it's gonna be a lot of time waiting in between. I know, we better get on it right now, do it for the rest of the night. I don't think we're gonna have another storm for, there's nothing on the radar, at least 4, 5, 6 days. So get to pumping. So often pumps are not quiet things. I don't know if you can see the tanks through there, quite a ways away. Here's the hose line. A noisy thing, but man, I love Ryobi stuff. I don't know if I said that before. I have everything Ryobi. This little water pump runs off the normal drill batteries. I think we get about an hour out of one battery, so yeah, it's about 100 gallons. That's about 15 minutes. Maybe a tenth full. That's pretty good. It's definitely got some of that Michigan flavor to it, but I think a lot of that's iron and some of it's just the tannin. But I've got the calculation somewhere how much bleach to put in the whole thing. Actually, to make it drinkable. We won't drink it, we'll just shower with it, but we'll put that amount of bleach in. One thing that will make the water go funky is the sunlight, especially in a opaque container like that. So I don't know if we're gonna have to spray paint it, or maybe I'll sew a cover for it, a sunbrella cover, and throw it over top of that. That might be the thing to do. That's about 1 hour, halfway. Kind of surprised at how fast it's going. And what a nice honey color it is. Mosquitoes got too thick last night. I had to finish it up this morning, but it worked great. There's almost nothing flowing out. We got a full 275 gallons of shower water, so should be good for a while.
Decided to save our pee for the lean times.
That's not funny. You're not supposed to pee in that, you doofus.
This is about a week and a half's worth.
You did pee in it too, didn't you?
That's why it's yellow.
And we got it done just in time, like hours before the water dried up. So we got it, I don't know if you can see back there, we put a tarp, camo tarp around the water tower just to keep the sunlight off so stuff doesn't grow inside, and obviously a bug net on here because the bugs have gotten thick in the last week or so, really thick. But the water works great. We got hose hooked up. We'll keep getting water from the hole whenever it does flow so we can save the water that's in the tank, and as it flows we'll use that to top the tank back off, but we should be good for a month or so of showering. The only other way to get water in here is to walk or four-wheeler out to the cars, take the cars into town or a park or something, fill up gallon jugs. I don't know, we haven't had to do it yet. Hopefully in the next month or so it gets warm enough that we can, instead of showering here, we can just go swim at one of the lakes at the end of the day. And the lakes don't get very warm for very long up here, so this is pretty nice to have to use. I think that's pretty good just pressure feeding from 8 feet above here. That's not bad at all. It almost makes you feel like you're at home. and then you look around you and you realize you're in the middle of the damn woods. Please like the video if you would, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see out here. We had a lot of people ask if we could do some kind of tour of the Homestead disaster area, whatever you call it. So we might try to do that in the next week or two. If we get a good day with the weather, we'll fly the drone around so you can kind of see it from above, just see what the whole thing looks like. And subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thanks.